Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to KingPittdawg Racing. And I am Kevin, and we're here tonight for the inaugural event of the 2024, the opener, if you will, of the 2024 HECS Season 3. And this is the replay of our broadcast, which we ran live from my point of view, my VR2 point of view, on the 22nd and the 24th, which was a week ago Friday and a week ago Sunday, for our first events of the 2023 season number 3. And again, I just wanted to verify this was working without static, so I apologize for the background noise. So we just want to make sure that's right. I've been having a lot of problems with the stream's not going up, and it actually worked pretty good, but then I had static for the first time since I got my new junction hub here on the reset up for my PlayStation 5. So here we go tonight. Again, we ran the 2 for 1 hour and 24 minutes. It was two 42-minute races, and I think I posted that wrong in the 2:42 minutes to make 1 hour and 24 minutes. So again, we're mimicking the 24 hours of Daytona. So we started off in the day and worked our way into the night. But first we had to do qualifying, main race qualifying. That's what we call our first night of races, where we run the 3 qualifying heat races after we qualify. So we're going to get right into race 1 here. And we're going to start off, again, we had 2 groups of cars, and in the first part of the replay here, before we go green, I'm going to go through the list of the cars. And we had Group 2 cars and our HECS self-developed HISR cars, the HSSR cars, which are cars that qualify for the division by being 250 to 255 horsepower, 2,800 pounds, and a performance point level of 616 or below. And there's a very wide range of cars that we've been able to get in through power restriction, but all cars must be equipped with all the same parts. They're very extensively modified race cars, including a full structural rigidity increase. We put a roll cage on the cars that allow us to, and we got a full race suspension. Racing brakes, it is all the way down basically to the full extent of what we can do here in the sim. And the only difference between these and our upper level cars that we've developed, the Cup cars and the Craftsman trucks, is we run these with the standard racing brakes and the fully customizable manual transmission, where the Cup cars and the Craftsman trucks run the carbon brakes and the spec wheels, the spec BBS racing wheels, 20-inch on the trucks. We might move that to 22, and then 18 inches on the, or closest to 18 inches that we could get on the Cup cars. And then these cars run on 17 inches wheels that can be chosen by the individual. So that is the division. The Group 2 cars are, again, they're basically the GT500 cars from 2016 and the Japan Super GT Championship. So these are limited to the Acura NSX, the Lexus RCF, and the Nissan GTR Nismo GT500. So those cars a lot faster than the HISRs. Probably, I think it was about 20 seconds roughly faster per lap. So those cars would overtake the HISR cars, especially the back of the pack in the HISR cars, in about 7 laps. So there was a lot of passing with the 2 groups, and you'll see that come up in the race, and we'll go through this. Again, it's been a couple of weeks since this happened now. This race was 2 weeks ago tomorrow. So I'm going to go through it, and I'll try to do the best I can to give you a play-by-play, and we'll put as much telemetry up on there again, as possible. Again, these races were, I think it was 28 laps, so we're going to go to the camera mode, and we're going to start up front. We'll work our way from the front. We got Epic led us down to the green. We had Steve in second. Then we had Makoto, Zippy, JT, myself in Group 2s, and Eric, Adam, Keith, Casper, and Demon in the HISR cars. So 11 cars total. Let's go back up. We'll go back up front here this way. You see, now you're going to see a little bit of bouncing around in some of these cars. People they have a little bit of a connection issue. Usually it's upload. Their cars will bounce around. It doesn't really affect what the game sees happening, but it does affect what we see happening on the screen. And you can see Epic's car kind of moving around there, the animal. That is Logan. And then if I go back to Steve, you see how his car is very stable. So that means he's got a good connection. So that's one of the things we deal with sim racing. I am going to try to see if we can talk to some of these guys about cleaning up their internets and making sure that when they're racing with us, that nothing else is running in the background so they can have the best signal possible. Again, Steve, right here we're focusing on right now here on lap 1 is our Season 2 champion. And he is coming out here running the number 1 car this year. And this is his new livery. So we go into 3rd place. That's Makoto, our French competitor, who... thank you again, Makoto, for always racing with us, because it's tough. He's always quite early in the morning racing with us, because he's about 7 hours ahead. Then we got Zippy McGee here up in Canada. Now he's like 2 hours ahead of me because he's actually on Atlantic time. So he's always a trooper. He's a night owl like I am. Then JT, he's over in Minnesota, and he's with us. And then myself. As you can see, I've already gone into fuel-saving mode here. That's the only way I could really compete. I really wanted to drive a HECS, but when we came through the draft, I really didn't have a choice because of the way the numbers were stacking up at that point. So right now we can go into my my telemetry, and then we'll jump back to the group, the HECS cars. And that is Eric in the he's in the 370Z, which barely made the spec, so it was very limited on what it could run. Keith in the 350Z, and then Adam Adam just made a pass on Keith in the 02 NSX, and again, that car is very limited what you can adjust on it because of its performance points numbers. Casper driving the BRZ, which is basically one of the Subayota twins. And then we got Demon, who we had to really minimize this vet to get him in there, so he didn't have a lot of practice. So he struggled here in these races just because we had to limit the vet or the Viper to get it under the specs. So let's go back to the front here. Logan followed by Steve here in 2nd, and these are 14 lap qualifying races. And then we got Makoto still in 3rd. Zippy in 4th, JT in 5th, and myself in 6th. So what I'm going to do here, we're going to jump into Steve's car because he's got a good connection. We're going to take you for a lap on the roof cam with the telemetry. This is into turn 1 here on the infield, and we're going back out towards what's called the International Horseshoe. And then you'll see all the flags from the different competitors' countries that have competed here at Daytona. And we go back onto, now we're out of the International Horseshoe and heading towards what's called the Kink, and into the, I think it's called the West Horseshoe, I think. At this end of the track of the infield, it's another horseshoe, and it's you can see up there on the map where the red car going around the corner right now, that's Steve's car. And then we're following Epic, the animal. I always call him Epic because he used to be Epic, but Logan, who's in 1st. And we'll take a look behind us. We see there's not a lot of battling going on here because everybody kind of learning what's going on here, figuring out the cars. And again, you see the bouncing there on Logan's car in front. That is due to like internet connectivity, and you see the car looking like it's bouncing. It's because the game can't really keep straight exactly what it should show because of his upload speed and such. But he does go on and pretty much sweep the whole night here tonight. So here we go back on to, now we're coming out of the infield onto what they call NASCAR 3, and we're going into NASCAR 4 here and coming down into the tri-oval. And once we go across the tri-oval, you'll see the lap time will pop up what he's running. Steve just ran the fast lap, and you see that purple up there on top of the screen. He's run the fast lap of the race. And now we're going to see if Steve can catch up to Logan here. We go back into the International Horseshoe. out towards the kink. Down into the Western Horseshoe. I think this is turn 8, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what it's called. And then we go back out onto NASCAR 2. This is coming off the infield. I guess technically that's NASCAR 1 we come out onto. And then NASCAR 2 here. And then we're down towards what is called the bus stop, or more properly known as the Le Mans chicane. And again, getting this right is crucial to your straightaway speed, because you come back out onto NASCAR 3 and 4 here, and then down to the tri-oval, and back into turn 1. So let's go back to the field and take a look at how we're doing here. We got a little bit of a battle between JT and Zippy, and I think JT's actually just drafting Zippy to conserve fuel. And then I am way back here conserving fuel. As you can see, I'm short shifting. You'll look at my telemetry. I am already on fuel map number, I think I'm already on fuel map number 4 in this race, because I didn't know how we were going to need to conserve fuel. Figured it out by the main race, what I needed to do. Well, let's go see the battle here, if there is one. I think these cars got pretty spread out in this race, at least in these qualifying races, because everybody's just trying to figure out what they're doing. And there's Demon. And again, let's follow Demon here. We'll get in the Viper. We'll go right on the bird's eye view here and watch him as he shifts through the gears, going back out on NASCAR 4. And this is a severely restricted Viper down to 255 horse. So this car comes stock, I think, with 489 horse or something like that. So we limited the power output on this thing basically to 70% on the restrictor, and I think about 75 on the computer output. So again, Demon trying to figure out how to drive this thing, because he didn't get a lot of testing in it. What we actually figured out, this car also became one of the Cup cars with the unrestricted. We just had some restriction on it. We had to limit the Viper to the same numbers for the Cup cars, and we'll see that in Event 2. But what we had to do with the Viper, because its torque was so much more, and there we already see the Group 2 cars passing the lap car, the back marker on the HECS cars. We'll go up to the roof cam. Watch these cars navigate the corners here as JT goes by. Again, everybody just trying these qualifying heat races, basically almost like a quasi practice session that you get some points for. And you also help determine your racing. Just gives you a chance to keep setting the car up. So what I'm going to do is going around here now, I'm going to switch over to Eric's car. We'll go back up to Eric's car, and we'll watch his telemetry from the roof cam as he comes around. He is right now coming off of the infield and going around towards the back of the Le Mans chicane, or the Lemon Chicken, or the bus stop, whatever you want to call it. You see the car on the map up in the top right corner of the screen. That's in the red car on the pointer. Nice looking throwback livery there on the 370Z. There goes our leaders by. So here we go. We're coming down to the tri-oval. We're going to take you a lap around on the roof cam with Eric Carson in the Outlaw Mobile Auto and Diesel 370Z. As we watch the rest of the Group 2 field coming by, and they'll be making the pass here probably by the time he gets back on the onto the NASCAR straightaway. see the closing rate on those cars. The corner speed, the apex speed on the cars was about the same, but you can see the acceleration on these Group 2 cars with more than double the horsepower of the HECS cars. So we'll keep following this lap here. He's got a nice line around here. He's pretty much swept these races. Now we did have to, as you can see, if you look down in the bottom corner, the bottom of the screen there, there's right in the center, there's the speed indicator and the gear indicator. To the left is the brake indicator. To the right of the speed indicator is the throttle. But over there to the left where you see it looks like a picture of the car and some bars, that's your tire wear. And then right there with the E and the F, the fuel gauge, that is the fuel he's got. So he's not quite halfway through this race, and he is used more than half his fuel. So we'll watch what he does here, going down into the Le Mans chicane. And he's using the light. Looks like he's using the light on the wall there as a marker. He's got a pretty sizable lead over second place in the HECS division. He's running an overall 7th place finish right there, 7th place standing. And as you see, the light's getting low here as we work our way into the dark here, even on the qualifying races. This place is just awesome at night, and the detail in this game is phenomenal. If I didn't tell you right now you were watching a sim replay or didn't have that telemetry down there, you might not know. So let's find out here. Whoa, we got a little bit of a... Oh, that's right, we had a little bit of an issue there with Adam. Got in there a little hard. So let's go back to that, and let's actually replay that and see what happens there. Adam running second in the HECS class. Went in really hard into the corner and got the back of my car just a little bit. But we both recovered without really anything too bad a foul there. But again, there's a difference in closing rates in some cases, and it looks like Keith is actually coming in for a pit stop. Logan is probably saving fuel. There's Makoto going by Logan. And there's Zippy watching them go into the bus stop. And JT right behind him, and then myself. So let's go back to that incident there, going into the first turn there. So you can see I make a high-speed pass into Adam, but go in the corner a little conservative, and Adam just goes in at his normal leg and just probably didn't anticipate me slowing down that much. So no harm, no foul, though. We were both able to continue and not lose any positions. Lost maybe a couple of seconds there. Not a big deal on a qualifying race like this, but again, let's run around with Adam here after turn 1 there. Let's run around with his lap here in the Acura NSX. Again, this is our second class of cars, the HECS class, the HECS stock, specially modified spec race cars, or HECS we call them. He's got Casper not too far behind him. Again, Casper in the BRZ, naturally aspirated 2-liter in that one. As Adam heads down towards the Le Mans chicane here. Demon's got some company there now with Keith after having making his pit stop, catching up, trying to give him a little bump, make that thing go. Demon's got probably enough fuel to make it. I'm not sure what I don't remember what his strategy ended up being. But we'll go, Keith's a really good driver here, so we're going to We're going to go and we'll follow him around here as he comes back on to the NASCAR part of the track, the high-speed parts. Looks like he's trying to give Demon some help there because Demon's car wasn't really set up right, so at least in the first race. He made some adjustments. We got a couple guys taking pit stops. Looks like Casper and Carson taking pit stops right now. So now that Keith is down in the infield, we are going to go on top of his roof cam and follow him around the track as we come out of the International Horseshoe as it gets dark here at Daytona. And we head down towards the kink in the Hisser car with Demon right behind him. Down into the West Horseshoe. Back towards turn number, I believe it's turn number 8. I think that's what this is considered, turn 8. Maybe 8 and 9, I'm not sure how they numberize it, but probably 8 and 9 I would guess. And then we're back on to NASCAR 1. And we transition the middle of the corner into NASCAR 2 as we head down towards the backstretch. Towards the Le Mans chicane. And again, these hissers, again, 255 horsepower max. 250 to 255 is the spec. 2,800 pounds on every car, and a performance point number of 616 below. And again, that's how the game assigns performance to cars, is through performance points numbers. So we come around out of the Le Mans chicane into turn NASCAR 3 and NASCAR 4 onto the tri-oval down towards the start-finish line, and let's see what kind of lap Keith puts down here. Very good lap in one of these cars. As we'll go down, he's at a 158.079. I think because of his coming off of his pit stop or something, that one's red. It's not registering as his fast lap. A little bump there. Let's go. Let's watch that. Let's see what happens there. And as Logan comes down in the lead with Keith, it might just be because his car's bouncing. As you can see the bounce there on his car. You see Keith lets off and lets him by. Oh, he got loose. And then there's Steve right there. So we got a little bit of a battle for the lead. So we're going to stay up on this battle here. In fact, I'm going to jump on to Steve's car just because it's got a better upload. And we'll watch Makoto from behind and see if he can chase down Logan the Animal there in first. As Makoto moves in on the GTR, all three cars represented here in the top three. The Acura NSX in the lead, the Lexus RCF, and then the Nissan GTR in third. With 3 laps to go as we come back out of the infield onto NASCAR 1 and 2. So we go by the leader in the Hisser class, Eric, in the 370Z. We go on to the back stretch, the Daytona Super Stretch, into the chicane, or the bus stop. Lemon Chicken, however you want to call it. Le Mans chicane. You can see Steve closing in a little bit of time there on Logan in first place. Makoto in third, I'm sorry. Trying to keep up. Again, this is our Season 2 champion here, Steve Sanders, in the Lexus RCF. Let's take a little bit of a TV shot here as we watch the champ here go through the West Horseshoe as we move in on second place. Adam in the NSX as they come back out. Look at the field close up together there as they all close in on the slower Hisser car. Out onto NASCAR 1, into NASCAR 2. And let's jump into the Makoto's car now. We'll show you a little onboard here. This is the inside cam as we go down the backstretch inside the Nissan GTR Nismo. And you see that purple up there on the screen? That means that Makoto is tracking right now to have the fastest lap of the race. And got through there really well. Still showing purple, so we'll see where he comes by as I go by the start-finish line here. His previous fast lap was a 1:38.288. If you look over there on the right-hand side, that's blue. And he's got to beat a 1:37.876 to have the fast lap. But he's coming into the pits. So we jump back on board Steve's car as he tries to chase down Logan and the NSX. We got Makoto and Zippy on pit road, as you see over there on the left-hand side of the screen. P means they're in pits, and the M is the medium tires, and then the other number by the little fuel symbol is the amount of fuel they got in their car. So as they head out of pit road, you'll see that number will go to whatever level they fill up the car on fuel. And let's check on them in the pits. There's Makoto, and then Zippy hasn't quite made it to his stall yet. There he is. He's the second NSX in the field. And then I am out there. As you can see, I have still got almost a quarter of a tank. And I'm trying to beat them coming out of the pits here, but I've been running much slower laps, as you see, running on a low fuel map. And I really had to flip it up here. I did not quite set it properly, so I learned in this race. You see I'm shifting early into a higher gear, trying to conserve fuel, but I did not catch them on the pit stop, so my strategy kind of backfired on me there a little bit. No big deal, we still got other races to run, and I have guaranteed at least a top 6 finish with the 2 classes of cars here in this particular event, or this particular race. Again, the writing's on the wall. I've got to get new pedals because I really have trouble modulating I'm only using about 45 to 50% of my pedal on my throttle because I've got the wrong spring in there and it doesn't register properly. And then my brake is kind of worn out, so I'm only using a portion of that for modulation as well, because it doesn't come right off at dead because I was getting a flutter where it was reading I was braking even when I was completely off the pedal. So I've had to adjust that. So I'm trying to get, everything I've got is pretty worn. It's all 5+ years old, has 200,000 miles of racing on it. So this stuff's pretty worn out. I've stolen the spring out of the clutch and then broke that as well. So I've got a spring actually out of a piece of equipment that I had. So let's go through the field here where everybody's running. Logan pretty comfortably in the lead right now, as you see. We look back from Steve's car there, and then Makoto still in the infield while those two are out on the speedway portion. Zippy still has Makoto in sight there, but Makoto just jumped out onto the super speedway. And then JT's got a chance to make a run here at Zippy here, and it looks like, so we're going to stay here and see what happens here. As there goes our second place car in the... Actually, I'm sorry, Adam is the leader in the Hisser class. Let's go on the roof with JT as he tries to chase down Zippy here on the final lap. Steve and Logan have already finished their lap. Makoto's coming around. Turn 3 and 4 there, it looks like. As we go out of the chicane, and it looks like JT's not going to get there. As we come on to the tri-oval. Down across for the checkered flag. we got Adam, who's going to come down and take the victory here. I forgot he won the first one here. The victory on the HECS cars, and he just had enough fuel. So I just wrapped up my race. Adam, then Eric comes around here. So we'll watch Eric come down and get his checkered flag for second place, and then Keith coming down into the tri-oval for third in the HECS division. And Casper coming out of turn 4. And down for the checkered flag for fourth place in the HECS division. And then we got Demon. Just barely look like he's going to make it on fuel. Coming across in fifth place in our HECS. So that is your final finish order in race 1 for the qualifying heat race nights. Let's get out of here and we'll jump right into race number 2. Now what we did is a die roll invert between that first race and the second race, and we had a die roll invert on that race. Let me grab the notes here. So our die roll invert between race, the qualifying heat race 1 and 2 was a 6. So we moved back 7 spots. We inverted the field 7 spots, which basically just inverted the Group 2 cars. So you'll see how we start the starting order here as we come around. And we're going to play this off right away here. Again, Logan, our victor in race 1, 2, and 3 here tonight. And then, so Adam, I started in the front row, and then JT, Zippy, Makoto, Steve, and Logan. So again, we did not invert the 7 cars because we don't want the HECS car starting up with the Group 2 cars as I quickly drive off track. And again, really hard to drive these Group 2 cars with my situation with my pedals, so I have to adjust it with shifting and you know, brake modulation, so it's really hard. I need to get that resolved. It's just expensive. What I want to get is about $300, and I also want to get a new wheel if I don't get a whole new unit. I've spent $320 on my entire setup so far, plus another $25 for my new USB hub. Otherwise, that's all I've spent. My rig I made out of spare scrap wood I had, and a little partial desktop that I had taken when they were throwing stuff out at work. In fact, it got wet. It's got a little spot where it's a little up here in the corner, but and then a 1983 Toyota Supra Recaro passenger side seat, which works perfect for getting in and out of the left side of the rig. And those, I think there's a picture of it up on my Instagram. If you go to KevinP_KPD, you can see the rig itself. And it might have been before I had the might have been before it had the Super seat on there, but see the brakes glowing there in the infield section as JT leads the field. So let's go through the field and see how everybody's running here. We got JT in first, Zippy in second, Makoto third, Steve in fourth, Logan in fifth, and myself in sixth. That's the Group 2 cars. And then leading the division still in the HECS is Adam, followed by Keith, Eric, Casper, Josh, and the two Joshes here in the back. Josh is Casper, and Josh, Demonetized Vet. We call him Demon. back to the front here. We'll go on the roof cam with JT, and we'll put up some telemetry here, and we'll follow him around here a lap. Once we come around to NASCAR 3 and 4, and we'll see after lap 1 here, kind of lap JT puts down, and if you watch on the left side of the screen here, where this is where it says purple and says FL, that's fast lap. You can see if anybody surpasses JT, it'll show up right away while we're in his car. So coming down here, he's going to run a 1:38.552, and just keep an eye on that screen over there as we go through the lap if anybody else surpasses that. You see he's put a pretty good distance between himself and Zippy in second. As we go down to the International Short Horseshoe, out on towards the kink, and into the West Horseshoe. Okay, we're going to coming off a NASCAR 2 down the back stretch, and we're going to come down into the Le Mans chicane, the bus stop, or some people just call it the lemon chicken. So there's a lap around in the NSX with JT. As we come around into the tri-oval, let's see what he puts down this lap. Does not look like he's doing any sort of fuel conserving. 1:38.896, so about 3/10 off of his fast lap. Let's go back to the outside view, follow our guys in. Pretty tight battle here still. I'm in fuel conserving mode here yet, but not as much as I was in the last race. I was trying to be as smooth as I could and hang on to these guys a little bit. And Adam's still in the lead in the hissers, but we got a tight battle coming up here, so we're going to actually go jump back to Eric's car. We're going to go on the roof cam. And we'll watch what's going on as we got a tight battle between first, second, third here in the hisser division. Again, 2 classes of cars here running at Daytona. Coming down to the tri-oval. Oop, I'm the wrong one here. We're going to be on the roof cam. There we go. It's always interesting to see the guys' different lines, because that's a really tough corner. Coming off of that super high speed area where you're going about as fast as you do the whole track, coming into one of the slowest corners on the track. Down in here into the International Horseshoe, as Eric tries to close the door here on Adam. We say, whoa, we see Josh get really loose back there behind. Let's go back and watch that. We'll watch that again in replay here. Let's see what happens as he comes off the International Horseshoe. Oh, it looks like he went and got in the marbles, got in the dirty stuff. Tries to throttle up and whoop, just about lost it. Good save there. Now we'll go on to Keith's roof cam as he chases down the top 2 here in 3rd place. Now you look over here on the left-hand side, Epic has put up, or the Animals put up a 1:38.237. Again, these hisser cars, highly modified stock cars, not to make race cars out of them. We've done pretty much every mod that the sim allows us, that GT7 allows us, and they balance out pretty well. Here at Daytona, depending on how you set your car up, can make a real big difference, because these super long straightaways and a lot of high-speed areas, especially in a lower horsepower car. You really got to have it set up right to make sure you can maximize what little power you've got. And in the aero here, you can see they'll go a little faster when they're in the air. This is the draft. Getting in the slipstream of the car in front of you, just like following a semi down the highway where you get that big pocket of air behind a semi where you hardly have any wind resistance. Same thing in these cars. These bodies put off a slipstream, and once you get in that, your car will go considerably faster. As you can see there, he put up the best lap of the race for him, a 1:58.469. That's pretty fast in these cars. As he goes to make the move, oh, and they get together. Let's watch that again. Let's watch that. We're going to go back 10 seconds here, and we'll watch this from Adam's roof cam and see what happens. Looks like they all three take different lines going in. Adam slows down. Oh, he hit the tire wall. That's what happened. So let's go back. Let's watch it from Casper's viewpoint, see what we see here. He's a little bit behind. We may not get a good shot here, but Adam catches that tire wall, and it stops his car immediately there. Let's go back into Keith's car, and we'll watch it again from in there. Actually, let's watch it from the TV screen. Yeah, that's a little too tight of a view. Let's watch from Adam's car from the TV view and see if they give us a little better shot. It's kind of a bad shot here going in. But Adam coming down, you got to really be careful because you catch that tire wall, and he caught it. You can see that the light screen up there. That's it. The game doesn't do a very good job there because realistically, the car should kind of bounce off those tires, but it pretty much stopped him dead. As we see our leaders now, JT getting into look at the traffic coming up here into the International Horseshoe, as all of our HECS cars are pretty much running in a row there. And then our Group 2 cars all running pretty much together. Again, me back here saving fuel. Eric now takes over the lead, and I think because of that, I think he gets a lead out here because of that. Let's go back to the roof cam. We'll actually jump back to Keith's as the Group 2 cars start going by the... Oh! Let's see what happened there. Looks like there that... I think Zippy tried to go low. Looks like Adam's going to go down to the lower part there. That's probably just a mistake on Zippy's part. Yeah. Trying to make a hole that wasn't there. Let's go back to Zippy's car and watch it. Yeah, I mean, really yeah, we shouldn't be trying to go low with the Group 2 cars. Yeah, he should be going on the outside with the Group 2 cars, I think, there, so... We'll have to make that address that, because there was not a hole there, and he tried to make one there. Then he goes down again and does it again. Well, we'll address that next time. And there's no room down there. All these guys are trying to move over to the inside, which is normally the rule. Slower cars to the inside. Is what it is there. You see the closing rate, though. Look at this. The acceleration on these cars, the closing rate. I mean, he just coming off of there, and look at the closing rate. I mean, Adam is kind of in the middle there, so I could see where he went to go there, but that's why we got to speak up on the chat, just to keep everybody knowing. Going forward, we'll make it pretty much, we want you to go to the outside on the, unless somebody voluntarily moves over, we're probably going to want to go the Group 2 cars to the outside. Let's watch how Steve navigates the traffic here, coming onto NASCAR 1 and 2 and picking up the back of the HECS field. Yeah, that was just two people going for the same place at the same time. So, yeah, I think we need to keep make a rule up. Probably that's why we that's why I watch these, why I replay these, why we go through these, so we can address these. faster cars on the outside for the most part, unless one of the hissers, one of the other class cars. Again, we'll be running similar race at Le Mans. We'll be in Group 1 and probably the hissers again. At Le Mans, again, that'll be the start of the summer series in June. So we'll have to have that addressed by then. We see JT in the lead, Zippy second, Steve moving in on second place there. Oh, got together there a little bit. And again, here's something that I don't understand. And so we're going to go onto the bumper cam here. Let's see if I can find it. All right, here's the bumper cam. So this is something I want to address too, because this is a serious problem with bumper cam that this is why I don't drive it. You cannot tell where your front of your car is, so when Steve goes into the corner here, doesn't look like he's hitting him, but sure enough, according to the game, says you're hitting him. So I really don't know why there's not a bar right there in front of the... They should have at least a see-through bar there where the front of the car is supposed to be on bumper cam. I think that's an oversight by the developers, and the fact of the matter is a lot of people have driven this view for 20 years, but it should be addressed because that has caused a lot of issues. I know just from watching replays in our series, just in my series, just watching replays in my series, I know that's a problem because I have people asking during the race, "Oh, did I hit you?" You know when you hit somebody if you're watching, if you can see it, but if you're in bumper cam, you just can't see it, and that's all there is to it. There should be something on there. If you look here between bumper cam and hood cam, there's really no difference, but they put the front of the car there so you can actually see it. There's no reason they couldn't have a see-through bar like they do with the Halo bar in there, you know, a transparent bar that shows where the front of the car is. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, just the shape of the front of the car. That's all you'd need. So I think it's an oversight on the game and the fact that they've done it so long this way. This was like the original view in Gran Turismo, but I can't drive in this view. I just can't. I can't not be able to reference my car. So I'm always in VR. So I'm seeing this all the time. And again, people say, "Oh no, you can drive in cockpit view," but it's supposed to be a sim. In iRacing, this is the view you get, period. Okay, race cars are hard to see out of, and you have to work around that. So I don't know. For 2025, we may address that. I don't know unless Gran Turismo comes up with something. But I do know that is a problem, because people should know when they hit you. It shouldn't be, "Did I hit you?" I get that question, hear that question on the chatter quite a bit on the chat. So it is definitely a problem. Again, there's negatives to this view. I don't know why they couldn't use this view, put the gauges up there. You can see through the gauges anyway, and then at least you know where the front of your car is, because it's literally the same view. If we go through it here, it's literally the same view. So let's go here. Here, okay. So right there, let's watch the car. We're gonna get on the straightaway, and you're gonna see the height of the view. We're gonna wait till we get on the straightaway here so you can see that there's... Now, this is the bumper cam, and this is the hood. It's the same view. I don't understand why they don't have some reference for you on the front of your car, because there's no way you can possibly tell. But I don't know. I'll get off my soapbox now. I get it that people have run that way for 20 years, but it's time to get into the 2020s, I guess I would say. So let's take a look through here through the Hisser field. We got Eric, Keith, Casper, Adam, and Demon, and then back to our leader, JT. And again, you look, he's getting down there on fuel, so he's going to have to make a pit stop here. Steve, then Zippy, then Logan, and then Makoto back here. So let's jump into Zippy's car, get on the roof cam, and follow the action here, as these three are really tight right now. This is third place, Nick Walsh, Zippy McGee. Second place, looking at second place, Steve Sanders, PRG M. Berg, and third place, Logan Orend in the Animal in the NSX. And you can see Logan closing in here. As we go jump onto Steve's car. JT still with a pretty considerable lead as he's already in the chicane. And again, I don't want to sound too like I'm beating a dead horse with the whole bumper cam thing, but it's not just my series. I've noticed it in other things racing, and then also racing with people online. And there goes Logan making the move down the straightaway. So we watch from Steve Sanders' view going into turn 1, into the infield portion. As Logan makes a big move on the outside there, cuts back and has the pass on Zippy McGee in 4th. Steve looks at the taillights, leaving him here for JT. Pulls away a little bit from Logan there. And again, JT now with a 1:38.079 fast lap over there. And if this action calms down a little bit, we'll go run another lap with JT here as we get closer to pit stops. All right, let's jump up front here with JT as he goes around Casper in the BRZ. You can see he's got we're 4.5 laps here, and he's got about an 1/8 of a tank. So likely be pitting either this lap or the next. Let's see what he does here as he comes down through the chicane back onto NASCAR 3, into NASCAR 4 as we go around the corner and onto the tri-oval. Again, JT running a good pace out here. He's got a good space between the other cars. And he is going to stay on the track for one more lap here. 1:38.3, and got to run at a very good pace out front there. As Steve's fastest lap was roughly the same as JT's last lap. Again, Steve down to a 1/4 tank. He may be able to go the distance. Logan's got a 1/4 of a tank, and Zippy's just under a 1/4. We've got about 3.5 laps once they come back out, but you burn more fuel on the NASCAR portion of the track. JT heads out of the West Horseshoe into turn 8 and 9 here. Back out onto the NASCAR Super Speedway portion of the track. Again, we're running on lap 4, so 10 complete. 14 is the distance of this qualifying heat race. As JT works his way around down towards the Lemon Chicken. And Steve still looks like he's saving a little fuel as these other guys are. Logan moving in on Steve there. Let's go back and see what JT's going to do here. We'll go back out to the TV cameras. He comes around NASCAR 4 onto the front stretch tri-oval. And into the pits. And we'll go back on to Steve as he comes into the pits. Logan, though, stays out, conserving fuel since lap 1. Still with almost a 1/4 of a tank and just 3 to go. Zippy with about a lap's worth of fuel, it looks like, left. And here comes JT in, Steve in, and then I'm out there still with about a 1/4 of a tank, and I'm going for the finish in the race here. So I just wasn't keeping a fast enough pace to catch these guys. As JT come back out on the track ahead of me there, you can see him and Steve beat me out of the pits before I could get there. So So again, strategy didn't work out for me again, but I managed to go without pitting and learned a lot about fuel savings for the race, for the main races, because the main race was, and I'm sorry I put it wrong in the description, I'll fix that. Main races are actually, it was 42 minutes, not 42 laps. As we watch our HECS leader, Eric, as Zippy goes out onto the track. And we look back at Keith, the judge here. Both these guys, these cars use a lot of fuel, these Nissans. And Keith is going to have to pit as he goes into the pits. And Adam now, quite a ways behind. As Zippy came in the pits. Casper running 10th. Demon looks like he might be trying to make it on fuel. But Logan out front. It's a pretty sizable lead after not pitting. The only car not pitting. Makoto out here with what looks like about a lap of fuel left. Lap and a half. He's going to be pushing it to make it. JT back out there running good pace again with some fuel in the car. As Epic now put a 1:37.887 as he done fuel saving, has the fastest lap of the race. Steve trying to hunt down JT here for third place, but I think with just a lap and a half to go as we head back out onto the NASCAR part of the track, the super speedway portion. Pretty healthy lead, healthy advantage over Steve as Makoto coming through the infield, very low on fuel. Can he make it another lap? So he ran a 1:19 flat in that segment of the track. On to NASCAR 3 and 4. Can he make it all the way around again, or is he going to have to pit? He's going to go one more lap. He's got a pretty comfortable advantage over JT. He's probably fuel mapping to 6 by now. And you want to coast the car as much as you can when you're doing that. See, JT is just now coming down to take the white flag. Steve coming in behind Eric, who just took the white flag in the HECS cars. And then Zippy and myself coming down again, down into final corner. I've got more than fuel than Makoto. Keith quite a ways behind Eric, and then Casper behind him, so the HECS field is pretty stretched out. This Epic comes around off of the infield, and we got Makoto here with just enough fuel, looks like maybe to get it. I'm sure he's on fuel map 6 here looking at the car. He's got a huge advantage. He is just about out of fuel. Let's stay with him and see where this, I don't remember what happened here, so let's stay with and see what happens as he goes into the chicane. He is just about to run out of fuel. He's probably going to run out in 3 and 4 here. But he should have enough to coast around, I think. He's out of fuel now. Let's see if it registers. Well, he's going to make it. Up there, he just ran out of fuel. And you can see he has a pretty sizable advantage. So good job making that fuel run last. And getting a second place finish in this race out of that. JT, let's follow him through the checkered flag. Steve in 4th. Zippy in 5th. And myself coming off of turn 4. Oh, I'm sorry, that's off of 2. No, that's off of 4. There we go. Myself down for 6th place in the Group 2. And then Eric coming down for the win in the HECS division. And 20 points for winning qualifying heat race number 2 in his division. We got a pretty good battle here with Adam and Keith for second place. And it looks like Adam's going to get the spot coming down the tri-oval with the good run off the high side and a great run. Adam in second, third, Keith, and then Casper coming around to the tri-oval to finish fourth in the hissers, and Demon bringing up the rear in qualifying heat race number 2. So that lined us up for a die roll invert for qualifying heat race number 3. Again, that was a die roll invert on going into qualifying heat race number 3 of 4, so we inverted the field. And that put Zippy on the pole with Steve in second, JT in third, Makoto in fourth, and Logan in fifth. I started back in sixth again because the die roll invert was 4, which makes us invert the field to the 5th car. So you got to go 1, 2, 3. It's not the first car. We were doing it wrong the first year, and we figured it out for this year. So if the die roll invert is 4, you actually take the 5th place car and put them in the lead and swap and flip them around and invert them. So, all right, let's go right into qualifying heat race number 3. Again, the starting lineup, same as the finishing order after my position. So we had Eric, Adam, Keith, Casper, and Demon in the hissers. So let's get underway, and we'll give it a watch here. As Zippy McGee leads us down to get the green for qualifying heat race number 3. So good battle. We're going to jump into my car because I was on it this time. And we'll watch this from my roof cam. As we've already left the hissers in the dust here. I'm going to throw you some race information up here. Jump onto JT's cars. He's tried to make a move around Makoto. The lone GTR in the field here. I've already short shifting. Let's jump up a few cars here. Makoto, and see if we can see what's going on up front. We got Zippy up front. As JT tries to make a move here on Makoto, going down into the tri-oval here, and does. A lot of action going on here right now. As we sit in JT's car. Again, congratulations, JT, on the win, overall win in Event 2. We'll go back to the TV view here. We got a little bit of a battle for the lead here. Let's watch Steve and Zippy here as they go back from the infield, back out onto NASCAR 1 and 2 here. Let's jump back onto Zippy's roof cam and take a look and see if Steve tries to make a move going down into the Le Mans chicane. Tucks it back in. So we'll go back out onto NASCAR 3 and 4. Steve just pulled down the fast lap of the race, of the young race here. Back to the TV view here. Oh, I love this shot from the Le Mans chicane, especially when you can catch all the cars coming in. Let's take a look at our Hisser cars. We got everybody kind of running in a row here as they're coming out of the chicane in. They're coming around to the tri-oval. Adam in the lead, Eric in second, Keith in third, Demon in fourth, and Casper in fifth. Let's go back to the front of the field here. Zippy with the lead, Steve second. A really tight battle here. We're going to jump onto Steve's roof cam here and follow him around here. So we look back on JT and Epic. You can always tell Epic with the connectivity issues that he'll show more sparks and he'll be bouncing around a little bit. So as we come around here, let's jump on board our leader's car as we come around the front stretch. Kind of got a weird sound glitcher here or something on this thing. Not getting a lot of sound there. You can see it's still accelerating. So here we go, a lap around with Nick Walsh, Zippy McGee. Down into turn one. One of the going from the fastest to almost the slowest. Into the International Horseshoe. Into the short chute before we get to the kink. And down into the West End Horseshoe. We head down the short chute. I think the other one's actually called, I don't know what this is called, but I think this straightaway is shorter. As we go into 8 and then into 9. And back out onto NASCAR 2 and 3, which is 10 and 11. Yeah, we're not getting good sound here. I don't know if that's just a glitch or what, but... Alright, we're through the Le Mans chicane and down into NASCAR 3, coming out of NASCAR 4, down to the tri-oval to complete lap number 4. Let's see what kind of lap Zippy puts down here. 138.4, but Steve just dropped down to 137. Oh, Epic just put down a 137.930. So as Steve moves in here, we're going to go back to the TV cams here. See what happens coming down into the International Horseshoe. Steve putting the pressure on Zippy. Zippy trying to hold it. As JT tries to move in on them. Epic running back there. And then Makoto running back in 5th. And myself lagging back with my fuel saving mode in 6th. Let's take a look at our hissers again. Adam in 1st. Eric in 2nd. And Keith in 3rd. Demon 4th. And Casper 5th. So we'll go back to the front. Let's get back into Steve's camera as he tries to chase down Zippy in 1st. In fact, let's jump on JT's car and take a look at this battle from 3rd place. So he's got a little bit of distance. Now his Acura's kind of quiet too. Must be just picking up. This thing seems to be picking up a lot of wind noise, so must be just the way the thing's set up. Not getting a lot of engine noise. Oh, Steve went down for an early pit stop in this one. Wow, I didn't even know that happened. So now we'll stay on JT as he tries to move in on Zippy as we catch the back of the HECS field here with Demon and the Viper. So we are on lap 6 of 14 here in the final qualifying heat race. 3 Acuras in the top 3. Our lone GTR in 4th. Now this thing's got the same sound thing, so. Back to Zippy's as he navigates traffic here as we get to the front of the HECS field. It looks like Keith has moved into the lead here on the HECS. Adam second and Eric third. Yeah, all we're hearing is like the wind sound, huh? It's kind of odd. I wonder, because this is a rear engine car, if we go to the chase cam, no, it's still quiet. Let's go to the onboard and see if it makes a difference. We'll go to the race cam here. And let's go a lap around on the inboard here. You can actually see the car behind him on the screen on the dash there. Ooh, JT went wide, got loose. Does Logan make a move? He does. And goes into second place. Getting those marbles, that's what happens. Boy, it's a fine line, and then it takes a little bit to get those marbles cleaned off. Those of you who are new to racing or whatnot, when tires wear off, they cut little pieces of the tire get balled up and get rolled away from the racing groove as cars go through there, and those are called marbles. You can see them laying out there around the side of the racetrack. And if you get into those, you start to lose some grip, because it's like the old cartoons where they put down like the the marbles on the floor and people try to walk on it and they slip and slide and fall. It's very similar, and that's where that term comes from, actually, marbles, because it makes cars extremely out of control. I guess you would call it loose grip, let's put it that way. We're going to continue with our lap here inside JT's car. You can see there's nobody behind him on that center monitor, the rear cam. Trying to read the side of his seat there when it comes in the light. Can't quite read it. There's a little tag on there. Must be a serial number or something. Part number. Alright, there's our lap on inside the car with JT. Let's go take a look with Zippy up front here. We're going to go back to the TV cam and we'll go through the field here. Zippy in first, Logan in second, JT in third. Those cars pretty tight. And we got Makoto coming into the infield section. Myself coming through the tri-oval. And then Steve, after making a pit stop, is coming down through the tri-oval as well. Keith is our leader in the HECS section, HECS cars, and he's into turn 1 of the infield. Then Adam in second, Eric in third, Demon in fourth. He is just now coming down the tri-oval, and then Casper, who got behind somehow. I don't remember how in this, but I think he had a spin or something. So that puts us back to the front of the field, and Zippy McGee here as we work lap 8 of 14. And we'll stay here on the TV camera as he goes down into the Le Mans chicane. Zippy run a pretty good pace there. 138.2. It's so hard to stay on Logan's car because of his connection. You see how he bounces around, so I try to watch outside, but we'll stay on his car here for this lap just to kind of see how things go as he tries to close in here on Zippy. As you can see, his times have gotten progressively faster, and now he's running a blue lap, which means he's on his fastest lap of the race in that segment. Let's see if we can see inside the car. It still bounces around a little bit. Not as bad again from the roof cam here, but when corners, for some reason, when these cars with connectivity, it really bounces around a lot. So we'll keep on the TV view here and follow Logan around here for a lap. Logan got purple. That means he is on track for the fastest lap of the race. As we come down into the tri-oval to the flag, and let's see where he... 134, 135. This is going to be a fast lap. 136, 137, and sets fast lap. But JT knocks it off right after that. he had fast lap for about a quarter of a second. So let's run with JT here for a lap. We're going to actually go on the bird's eye view here, the cockpit cam. We're in the middle of NASCAR 1 and 2, coming on to what's called the Daytona Super Stretch, into the bus stop. As JT comes in for his pit stop. So let's go back to fourth place with Makoto. And we're going to go on the roof cam with Makoto. And we'll come around here to the tri-oval. And we'll take a lap here with Makoto Kobayashi. In the Celestial Sphere GTR. So he passes JT in the pits there. He's kind of on his own here, so let's see how he runs. If he's conservative or pushing hard. We'll watch the splits up there on the top of the screen when he gets to a timing zone, and I think there's one coming off here right before the kink. Not 100% sure where it's at. Right there. Yeah, there you go. So he's 154 thousandths off of his fastest lap, which for some reason isn't registering. That's weird. That's really strange. It's like it's blanked up there. If you look, the 11th lap is a blank there, huh? He lost a little bit more time there in the infield. He's at 267. I think that said. I'm all the way across the room here, so it's I can't quite see all that with these lights on in here. He goes down towards the bus stop. As Zippy makes his pit stop. Makoto coming off of turn 4 onto the front stretch. Let's see what he puts down here for this lap as we see Casper go into the pits in the HECS car on the inside. 1:39.6. Now Steve, we already know he made his pit stop early. So he is going all out and now has the fastest lap as his lap surpassed JT's. 1:37.077. And JT right behind me there in 6th place. So let's jump on his and watch as we go to the infield. Let's take a look at my fuel. I think we're good on fuel, both of us. So now I'm done saving fuel, I think, on this particular part of the race here. So let's see how we go here. We close in on some hissers here. Keith running in 3rd. Good battle here with a lap and a half to go. Down the backstretch into the Le Mans chicane. We work our way around the slower cars. I think now I'm back on fuel map 1, so I'm ripping it as much as I can here. And that's my best lap of the race, 1:38.408, but it's still 1.4, or just under 1.4 slower than the leader. As Zippy looks back at me and JT, we'll go back on my car. Actually, we got a battle here for second. We're going to keep our eye on this one. Steve looks to have enough fuel. Makoto may not have enough fuel, so let's see what happens here. Oh, Steve's got the move, and I don't know if Makoto may be on a high fuel map. Yeah. As they battle side by side coming out of 3 and 1, and I think he's running low on fuel. He can't. Let's keep an eye here on Makoto's, because he is gonna run out of fuel here. He tried to get into Steve's draft there. Steve has gone from like 5th to 2nd. And Makoto is out of fuel. Let's see if Zippy can get him. coming down to the tri-oval. Looks like Makoto might just beat him, and he does. As I managed to hold off JT for third, and then we'll watch these guys as Eric Carson wins his second of the 3 qualifying heat races tonight. Eric first, Adam second, Keith coming around out of turn 4 for third place. And we got Casper. Actually, Demon was a lap down, so he actually finished. As Keith comes down here to finish third in the hissers, and Casper now working his way down the backstretch. Let's go in the car. We haven't run in the car with him. Let's go ahead and do that. Down into the Le Mans chicane. Out of the Le Mans chicane. And into NASCAR 3 and 4. As Josh Shiflett brings us around to conclude our MRQ night. Main race qualifying. And at this time, the field is set. He's got too short a gear in that thing. All right, that is our finish. Logan with the sweep of the qualifying heat races. And that puts Logan in position 1 for main race number 1, and we're going to go right into that. As you can see, I had two different schemes for the car tonight. This livery I really like, but I wanted to show them both off since I don't run this car that often. All right, so MRQ setting into this race, main race number 1, as we got 2 of them. Again, this was considered one race. But you can see we're starting here in the afternoon. This is going to be like, we're mimicking the 24 Hours of Daytona race, the Rolex 24 at Daytona. So going into race 1, our MRQ was Logan, Steve, Makoto, Zippy, JT, and myself. And then we also had DJ join us, and he ran a Group 2 car. So we had 7 Group 2 cars. And we had some new drivers. And we had Eric, Adam, Keith, Nook joining us for main race 1 and 2. Dr. Nasty for in the 19 car, and he was in another one he was in the 300ZX. And then also we had John Hendrickman join us. So he started and he ran the Corvette ZR1, which was a very late entry into the SSR cars. I didn't even know it matched. He managed to find it. I didn't have that car. So I didn't have that car made up. So here we go. We're going to jump right into main race 1. This is actually the first half of the race. But we still get points for this like a main race. So again, we see we're starting in the day and we're going to finish at night. So here we go. It is the 2 for 1 hour and 24 minutes at Daytona, 42-minute races. So here we go. And again, we're starting with Logan on the front row, Steve in second, Makoto, Zippy, JT, myself, DJ, Eric, Adam, Keith, Casper, Demon, Hendrickman, and Nook. So Nook driving a Subiota, and then Dr. Nasty here in the 300ZX. So let's go back up front and see what's going on. Let's start with Steve's car. We're going to go up on the roof cam. And again, because we had spent so much time in the room already, it technically started us at night, but that's okay. I should have reset the room, but we spent a lot of time getting some of these guys that were coming in late set up, so. Stay here with Makoto here. He is going to be in third place, and we'll watch forward and backwards, the action going on. back to JT, and then DJ, and then myself. I don't remember exactly. I think something happened. Again, I was having problems with I tried to recalibrate my pedals to get a little bit more space, so let's go back to the beginning. Yeah, that's what happened. Here we go, coming to get the green. We'll start with my car and we'll see what happens here. Honestly, I don't remember. And JT now has got the 9 on his car, his new number for 2024. Oh, that's what it was. DJ, first time going into a corner, he got me a little bit there. And then I got loose because I was in the marbles. And I think then my tires weren't clean, so I went down here, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Spun her around and right into the wall. Not a good start to main race 1. So let's go down. We got Eric coming up on me there. Let's watch from his rough cam. But we need to get some telemetry up here. See, my car's still extremely loose on throttle. Keith with a new livery up. Demon with a little bit better setup on his car. Hendrick Man John in the ZR1 89. And Dr. Nasty back in front of Casper and Nook in the 2 Subiyotas. Let's go up to Makoto here as he gives a little bump draft to Steve, who I'm sure is already fuel saving. Watch this from Zippy's standpoint here. Geez, he ran a 144.105. Holy crap. I think that's like super fast. I think 147 was like the fastest lap. Holy crap. No, I'm sorry. No. Fastest lap was a 137. Okay. That's why that seemed so low. I was thinking 134. Okay. Again, I was on fuel strategy from the get-go here on this race. I kept it on 3 for 2 laps, and then I think went to 2 for the rest of the race until lap 2 to go, and then I was able to go to 1. I just want to look at this livery because I only ran it the 1 race. I really love this livery on this car. I already got scrapes on it where I nudged the wall on the infield there. Let's take a look at our battle here. Let's jump back to Demon's car and we'll watch from his rough cam as we got 4 cars battling it out for the lead here. In the hissers, fanning out. Looks like Eric making a move here on Adam on lap 2. So we go into the Le Mans chicane. Whoa, Demon got in the grass. Let's watch that from Keith's standpoint here. He had a good run, but he just caught the grass just a little bit there, trying to avoid Keith. Let's go back through here. As John moves in on Nasty here, and Nook, who didn't get really any practice. These guys, John, Nook, Nasty. Nasty had some practice, but he didn't run the qualifying races with us. We got some pretty good battle going on here for second and third, and I think Steve's doing a little fuel saving. Makoto's trying to stay in his draft. You can see him give him a nudge. Yeah, their fuel is pretty even. Everybody's got pretty much the same thing right now. You got a little bit more than 3/4 of a tank there. Good battle here, though. Whoa! Tight to the wall there with Keith right behind him. Eric in the lead as they go into the bus stop. Demon right there. Let's watch from Demon's car because we'll get a good view here from the roof cam of all the action going on up here. There's not a lot going on behind us. Looks like Demon's got the low torque or low RPM torque figured out here on the Viper as he's not struggling here in this particular race. He had him launched off that corner. Ooh, they got a battle going on back here. Looks like he's made the pass. Makes the move going into 8-9. Back out onto NASCAR 1 and 2 here. Alright, let's jump in John's Corvette. On the inside, see that nice 80s retro dash there. Again, I apologize in the description. I've got 42 laps. It was 42 minutes. John lost a little time there in the bus stop. Again, he had no practice. Him or Nook. Neither ran any of our practice sessions with us or qualifying races last night. There goes our Group 1 cars as we go back to Steve here as they navigate traffic. And we'll go on the roof cam with Makoto here as we go through the traffic here. We had to lift a little bit there. That's going to hurt us, him keeping up with those front two. Here you see, looks like Nook moved over a little bit for him there. Next car through the traffic is going to be Zippy McGee here. The 66. And there we go. Nice job there getting through the traffic. Oh, but he went a little deep. Got into the marbles. JT trying to move in. Oh, Steve lost a little spin there. Let's go. Let's take a look and see what happened there with Steve. Oh, he got out onto the curb. Couldn't quite hold it. Let's watch that again here. Watch it on the race cam as he comes around, navigating the traffic, trying to go through the corner a little high. Comes out of the corner, gets right on that during acceleration, and just loops it around into the infield. He's going to hold position there. Nice job. Very courteous move there to let everybody by. Now let's go with our HECS leader here. We got the top two cars here running nose to tail as Makoto in the faster Group 2 car goes by in second place. Again, we're scoring this as 2 races, but technically it's a mimic of the 24 Hours of Daytona, so there's no die roll invert between races on this one, as we are coming down to complete lap 5 for the HECS and 6. Let's go back to Zippy McGee and see how he gets through that traffic there, going into the corner. As the 2 leaders in the HECS division fight it out. JT tries to navigate through them here as the 2 Z cars battle for the lead in the HECS division. It's a fine battle. It's a tiptoe on the Group 2 cars to try to get through there, because you don't want to get in their way either, but you also gotta get going, because every second you lose, you gotta try to make some up somewhere, and these cars are so tight, speeds wise. As here goes Steve goes through our HECS cars. And as I navigate coming through here, getting around John here, going into the Western Horseshoe. Back down to the short chute into turn 8 and 9. As you can see, I've closed in on DJ there in 6th after that initial action on the first lap. And again, I think I'm running fuel map 3 through the first part of this race. I wanted to make sure I saved up enough fuel. You can see I still got a half a lap there, but this is 26 laps, so I wanted to run 14 laps, just like our races, so I could have a little bit of extra to go at the end. And you see, DJ had a little bit of an error there, so let's go back into my car here. We're going to go inside the RCF, driven by me, as we close in on 6th place and try to work our way through the HECS traffic. And I think that's our 5th or 6th place cars. We move in to go around Adam, and then I think that was 3rd place, 4th place. I think Nasty's in 3rd there as we go by him. He's 3rd in the HECS cars. So I think the 1st place in Eric is 1st place in 8th. So 8th, 9th, 10th. So Nasty was 3rd place. We'll go back to the NASCAR cam as we go through the International Horseshoe. Again, a lot of traffic here, trying to navigate, race, and be in traffic. And those guys are racing, so a lot going on. We go down to the Western Horseshoe, and DJ went wide there, just like what happened to me in lap 1. So now I move into 6th place, DJ into 7th. Again, no practice for DJ, so really commendable to be able to come in here and run like he did. And again, he's running the Gran Turismo movie paint scheme on his car. And we'll go back to Eric and Keith as DJ goes by on the outside in the much faster Group 2 cars. We got 3 Z cars up front, the 370Z leading, 350Z, and then the 300ZX in 3rd. 4th is Adam in the NSX, and then nipping on his heels is Demon in the Viper GTS02. And then Casper with the BRZ Suba Yoda. Then Nook in the other Super Yoda, but this one's an 86, a GR86. And then Hendrick still figuring it out here in the ZR1. Thing does sound good. Let's go and right in here. Is restricted LT. I think this is an LT one, isn't it? The old Mercury ZR1 89. Look at that square 80s dash with the quasi-digital gauges. Let's go a lap around here with John Witzel, Hendrick man number 5, in the ZR1. Again, all these cars have basically a fuel injection system that is the same. We call it full control computer, power restrictor, ballasted weight to get to where we need to be. Some of them have to go through a pretty extensive weight reduction to get into the spec. This car is going to have a racing exhaust manifold, racing air filter, racing muffler. You can hear it's fairly unrestricted. And again, all these cars severely modified. It doesn't necessarily show up on the sim or on the pictures, but everything that we can do to these cars to make them a full-on race car from a stock car is done. And the dashes usually stay the same. As John comes out of the infield onto NASCAR 1. As we roll around the corner here, it becomes NASCAR 2. And we head down the back stretch, the Daytona super stretch, towards the Le Mans chicane, otherwise known as the bus stop. See, John is working on a fast lap at 2:01.072, and he's just off of that on the split. Good line through there that time. Perfect use of the whole chicane. Into 5th gear as they come around NASCAR 3 into NASCAR 4 and onto the tri-oval. Into 6th gear, heading down the straightaway here up to the tri-oval to complete lap number 8 for John. And he ran a 1:59.791. That's a good lap. Anything under 2 minutes in these HECS cars here is a good lap. So he's getting it figured out. Again, no practice, so this is practice for him this first race. Him and Nook both. So let's go back into Logan's car. We're going to run a lap on his roof cam. He is working lap 11 of 26, so getting close to pit stops for these Group 2 cars. Once you hit halfway, you can come in and pit and top off, get a full tank of fuel, and work it until the end. So he pulls up on John to put John another lap down. As the hissers will run about 4 to 5 laps less in that 26 laps than the Group 2 cars were in. Logan gets a sniff off of Nook going down the backstretch, our Season 1 HECS champion.
Have you got the Toyota GT1?
I haven't bought it yet there, sir. No, I'm debating whether I'm going to buy it or just use it during the thing, during the time trial. I do want to pick up as many credits as I can, though, because I still want to have a goal of trying to hold 20 million credits, but I spent about 25 million building all these cars, these spec cars. I built way over 100 of them, so. But I do remember driving that car in, I think, GT2, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, let's jump back and see who's in second here. Makoto's still in second. Trying to hang on to Logan in first. So we look back on 13th overall, and I think he's 6th in the HECS cars. Nook Holmes. Makoto Kobayashi in the Celestial Spear Nissan GTR moves through traffic here. And a 12th overall in the Hisser Cars Demon, demonetized vet. I believe he is actually running 5th, if I'm not mistaken. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 12th would be 5th. So Adam there in 4th as Makoto works his way down the backstretch here. And he'll be going into the Le Mans chicane. It looks like he's going to catch Nasty right going into it, which is about the worst thing you want to do because you don't want to hurt, you don't want to hit him. But he did a good job there as we come on the 2 leaders up here. The 2 Z cars, the 350Z and the 370Z, running 1 and 2. Actually, the 370 is leading and 350 in second. Those cars are 1 year apart. And they both barely make it under the performance points limit. There's Makoto now on lap 13. He's going to try to make it all the way around here. Tight on fuel, so he's going to have to get a complete full tank of fuel here. Let's drop back to 3rd place and see how Steve's doing. He's in the same boat on fuel as Makoto. And then we're in Zippy's car, and you can see they're all 3 in about exactly the same position. JT as well. But you see there, I've been saving fuel, and I still got enough. So what I'm going to do with my strategy here, as we play this out, I've still got like 2 laps left. So I'm going to come around here, and I'm going to pit on lap 14 and take enough fuel to where I can run. So I'm going to take a little bit more fuel than I used in the first, because I go from, I think I ran this first segment mostly in fuel map 3 and then flipped to fuel map 2, but I never went on fuel map 1 in the first segment because I wanted to get pit at the end of lap 14 so I wouldn't have to take as much fuel, plus I could keep the fuel map on 2 the whole second segment of the race here. So go by now 3rd place, or I'm sorry, it looked like Keith just came out of the pits. So you see those hissers will roll through us with the apex, but as soon as we start accelerating, we just walk away in these group 2s. You see, I still don't have a red on my fuel, so I should have no problem making it around. Look at Makoto and Steve both in the pits, both completely out of fuel. Zippy with 1 liter. So that puts Eric in the lead, and the hissers, Adam in 2nd, Demon in 3rd, Nasty in 4th, Keith, who's already made his pit stop, has a full tank of fuel in 5th, Casper in 6th, and Nook in 7th. And again, these guys have made their pit stops, as has John and the ZR1. So we're going to see Logan come in this lap. And Makoto has just come out of the pits. And now I am closing in with 1 lap of fuel left. As I try to close in on Zippy coming out of the corner here. JT coming out of the pits, and oh, he's in 3 and 4. Okay, so DJ coming around here out of 4 with a full tank of fuel. So here comes Logan in the pits. Makoto now with a full tank of fuel. Steve with a full tank of fuel and fresh tires. Zippy with fresh tires and a full tank of fuel. As I come around here onto the backstretch in 5th place, right behind Zippy, but I've still got to make a pit stop. You'll see me come off of turn 4 and I'm going to come full speed down into the pits. I'm going to cut it as tight as I can to the line. There we go. Showing 2 leaders for me and Eric, who's coming in right behind me. And we're going to watch a pit stop here. And see what it looks like on a replay. As the KingPittdawg Racing crew comes to the aid of the KingPittdawg Racing RCF. Ooh, now we got to get her full of fuel. See, I am almost all the way, but because I took that 1 lap less, I ran 1 more lap out there than the other guys. Some of them too. Oh, Adam gets loose there. I was able to come out and run in fuel map 2 until like 2 laps to go. So Keith, after pitting early, is now leading our Hisser cars with Eric right behind him. So let's keep an eye on this battle. We're going to jump in Eric's car and follow Keith around and see where he makes his move here. And can Eric get by Keith? There I go by on the outside. The much faster Group 2 car. These guys go into the bus stop together. As DJ flies by on the outside in the GTR, Group 2 GTR. Got to run on him. Is he going to make it work? Well, he let off it there a little bit. Might be trying to save a little fuel, I'm not sure. Again, the Hissers only have to go about 22 or 23 laps, depending on how many times they get passed by the leaders. Good battle here. Let's watch it from the race cam. We're going to take a quick look here from Nasty's car, but then we're going to jump back out to the race cam and then on to Keith's car, and we'll follow him through here. Nasty moving in. Adam trying to catch them as they go into 8 and 9 here. Back out onto the super speedway. Nasty with a big lead here over third place, Adam. So Adam is just coming off of the turn 2. I like Keith's big mouth on that car. Boy, Eric's got the run on him down the straightaways here. Cars are pretty tight. This is a make or break corner sometimes. Well, most of the time, depending on how hard you guys are pushing it. Go down through the field here. Demon somehow ended up back in 15th again. I don't remember. I thought something happened. I remember reviewing that there was some kind of weird situation that happened there. So we got our guys, our leaders in the the Hisser cars battling it. Oh, Eric goes off into the dirt and loses it. Oh man, I did not know that happened in the race. So let's go back to that. Let's get back to Eric's car. And let's do a replay on that. We're going to go back to race cam and see what happens as they go into... I think he just went in a little too hard there. Yeah, he makes a late dive to the inside and did not have a good entry here. So it looks like he went in, clipped the grass, got a little loose out into the grass, and then looped it. He recovered pretty nicely there, because, I mean, that could be disastrous trying to get back on the track, but he still stayed ahead of Adam and Casper and Nook and Demon, so let's go back and let's see that from Steve's standpoint here. Let's review that. We're going to go back on his bumper cam. See Eric, you can see him go a little wide there and then loop it around. Now, Steve does a nice job getting through here because he really had to cut it because Eric was coming back. So, who had the best view? I think Makoto actually had a... Maybe it was Logan. Let's go back to Logan and see what he sees. Yeah, that's right. It was Logan that came back there. As they go into the corner... Eric takes a way low entry there, gets into the grass, gets out to the grass, and then loops it. So let's go to Keith's view here. Let's watch, because I can turn the camera here when I'm on the side. So here comes Eric making the move, going down the straightaway here. So we're looking out the side of Keith's car. Yeah, he just didn't have it on the asphalt there. Here's the view in Eric's car. Yeah, he went full brake there. Didn't quite have it lined up. Just a heat of battle thing, but he managed to get it turned around pretty quick. So good recovery there. Kodo trying to keep up with Logan here with about 8 laps to go. But Steve moving in for the kill there. Now Nasty looking, try to get second place there. As he tries to close in on Keith. Oh, looks like he ran a 1:57.545. We'll have to go through the hissers here. That might be the fastest lap of the race for the hissers. And 1:57.9 looks like for Keith. Well, I didn't see his earliers. Eric's ran a 1:57.8. So yeah, Nasty with a 1:57.545. That's flying. He ran two exact identical laps. That's crazy. Look at that, 159.791. Group 2 car is pretty spread out here, so almost all over the track there, although I see DJ trying to get by me here. Let's take a look at this action here and see what happens. I don't remember, actually. Battle for 6th. Myself and DJ chicken soup there. Again, I'm still in fuel maps. I'm trying to be disciplined. I think he's on full fuel. Ooh, into the marbles just a little bit. Whoop, I went the wrong way. Shoot. Wow, that was a bad transform. I was supposed to go forward and I hit backwards. Looks like that's calmed down a little bit. Let's move forward here, see where Zippy's at. He's coming up on second place in the Hissers Nasty, going into the bus stop. JT just coming out of the bus stop. Makoto now has been passed by Steve, it looks like. Let's see if we can figure out when that happened. Oh, here it is right here. Let's go back and watch this pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There, right there. That's a little error in the bus stop, I think. Steve got a good run. Yeah, Makoto ran a little tight on the bus stop. We'll go back to Makoto's car and check that out. Going into the Le Mans chicane here. It goes a little tight. It's a little loose. He has to really pinch it off, and Steve had a perfect run through the bus stop. Made the pass for second. Take a look at the fuel situation on these cars. Makoto should be okay. He's got a half a tank of fuel. Steve with a half a tank. Logan with over a half a tank. JT with a half tank, Zippy with over a half tank, myself over a half tank, and DJ with just under a half a tank. So DJ might have to start conserving fuel pretty soon. As this battle intensifies here for 6th place. And again, I'm still at this point probably running fuel map 2. And this is when I came up on John. I noticed John spun. Hendrick man there on the inside. DJ makes the move on the outside. Again, I think he's probably running fuel map 1, and I'm running 2 here at this point. So I'm not going to hold him off down the straightaways. I think I tried to get in his draft so I could actually accelerate almost with him. You can see he pulls me away at the initial acceleration because of the fuel map. But I think right about lap 23, I think I switched to fuel map 1. And we're on full power, and I'm going for it. Pardon me. still, again, that throttle modulation, like I said, that's really tough because of the problems I've got with my pedals. Mainly the throttle. The brake I can kind of deal with. It's just slow to respond because I've got the dead zone at like 25 or 28% on initial pressing of the throttle. All right, let's go back through the field here. Here's first place in the HECS class. Keith with a big lead on Nasty there. And again, these guys may be tight on fuel a little bit. Eric's got a full half a tank here. So he can probably run all out for a good portion of this race, or those guys may have to pit. It looks like he might be on a fuel map, I'm not sure. And then Adam, quite a ways behind him, not incredible, but almost a full front stretch. Neiman's got a half a tank of fuel left. Let's follow Logan here. See, leads by a full corner here, it looks like. Steve tries to chase him down, and Makoto tries to hang with Steve there. And JT about a half a lap behind, really, on these guys. Zippy a little farther back than DJ. Coming up on our HECS leader here. So we're right along with my car. In 7th and last in the Group 2 cars as we go by the HECS leader, Keith. Again, Keith's going to have to make another pit stop here, so he will relinquish the lead. And it looks like Nasty's going to have to make another pit stop as well, so I think your guy that's in the best position here is Eric, with almost a half a lap of fuel. And you got Nook actually running second right now, but it looks like he's probably going to have to pit as well. Adam's probably okay on fuel, and he's also closing in on Nook. And we got John back here. He looks like he's going to have to pit, as will Demon. Now, Demon might be okay. Here comes our leader down into turn 1 behind 3rd place, now 2nd place in the HECS. Eric, let's see if we can see what happened to Nasty here, because he was running. Oh, he hit the tire thing. That's kind of an odd way the game handles that. But let's take a look at that from the, because if you look at it, it really doesn't even look that realistic. But see, he caught it. It's kind of a, I don't know. They need to work on that, I think. Those tires should just bounce you off of there, not completely stop you like that, especially considering he just kind of grazed it. So again, you know, we're working within the limits of what the platform we're on here. And there goes Logan, 2nd place Steve, back here behind some of the HECS traffic. 2nd and 3rd place there in the HECS cars. As he moves around Eric Carson, 9th overall. Makoto trying to hang with Steve there. As the two HECS battle for 2nd. Let's watch that from Makoto's car as he tries to navigate through the traffic here. Goes to the inside. He's got a really, really worn right rear tire. If you see down there in the white is the amount of tread you have left in the tire, down in the bottom corner there. There's JT looking straight ahead. That's where the other cars are that we were just watching. So he is quite a bit behind Zippy McGee, though, moving in there on JT. And I'm staying right with DJ, and I have flipped over to fuel map 1 with still a quarter of a tank left, and DJ goes a little wide here, and I think this is where I get him, if I'm not mistaken. I am 0.041 off my fastest lap. Going into the Western Horseshoe. And a little wide there, a little wide. I was trying to do that nice and smooth, and it just cost me. But I'm still right on his tail. Again, I'm fuel map 1, and I think he's had to flip fuel map now because I was able to chase him down. I've got a quarter of a tank. He's got an eighth of a tank. As we come around, going to the backstretch here, we got about 2.5 laps to go. So. Still short shifting a little bit. I went through the whole chicane in 4th gear, which I was running 3rd through there when I was really pushing it. I think by now I realized I might have went back to fuel map 2 just to be safe, because I knew he was going to be short, because he went on a lap earlier than I did. And now I'm drafting him, going down into turn 1. There he got a little loose. That's all it took. And he's really low on fuel. He may have to pit this lap. I think he's going to have to pit this lap. All right, let's go through the field here. Here is first place in the Hisser cars. Eric Curson with a pretty substantial lead there over Nook in second. Almost a full corner. As Eric is coming out of turn number 3 and Nook is just going through turn number 3. Third place Adam with Zippy going by him on the faster Group 2 car in 5th. Keith, after making another pit stop, in 3rd. John Hendrickman in 4th. Nasty in 5th, but it looks like he's reeling him in as John is low on fuel. Is Nasty with plenty of fuel as John comes into the pits. Demon here, a quarter of a tank left. He might have to pit yet. As Casper comes around, he has got a full over half a tank. Logan with a substantial lead here on the final lap for our Group 2 cars, as Steve finishes second. Third is going to be Makoto, trying to nurse around the fuel again, and his right rear tire. Out of turn number 3, onto the front stretch, tri-oval, to pick up the podium in qualifying heat, main race 1. So again, this is half of the quote-unquote one race, the 24-hour race. We're still scoring it like 2 races in this particular instance. As JT comes off of the bus stop and into turn 3 and 4 with just enough fuel, it looks like. Zippy McGee right behind him. He's also pushing the fuel. Here they come down. JT 4th, Zippy 5th, and then me coming off of turn number 2. It looks like I secured 6th place there. Past Nasty in the 300ZX, who just had to pit. Again, I forget sometimes watching those hissers that they're not going to complete as many laps. DJ actually finished his race early there. I think Logan got around him. So it was Eric, Adam, Keith, Nook, Nasty, Demon, Casper, and John, who's actually still in the pits. So that was main race 1. Again, no invert on this one. And we'll get into our last race here. We're going to go right into it. And again, because I can't change oil on cars in between the races, I do actually usually have 2 of the same car, and I'll just flip onto that. So starting lineup was basically the same as we finished for main race 2, and that is Logan, Steve, Makoto, JT, Zippy, myself, DJ, and then in the hissers it's Eric, Adam, Keith, Nook, Nasty, Demon, Casper, and John. So here we go. Final half of the race here for all the marbles. Again, Logan has won every single Group 2 race, and Eric has won all but one of the hisser races. So here we go, coming down to get the green. Logan leads us into turn 1. Steve second. Makoto third. JT, Zippy, myself, and now the red car. And DJ got loose on turn 1 already. Eric leads the hissers. Keith, Adam, Nook, Nasty, Demon, Casper, and John. Let's go in Steve's car, because we know he's going to try to chase down Logan here. So we're going to watch. Good battle for the hisser first spot. Good battle back behind them, too. See if we can kind of keep an eye on all those battles. Ooh, side by side. Going back onto the NASCAR 1. Pretty well lined up here in the Group 2 cars. Good battle here back here for 3rd, 4th, 5th. Let's jump on to Nook's car. Actually, we can watch the whole thing from Demon's car here. Let's take a look on the roof cam on Josh Carpenter's 02 Viper GTS to his spec. Adam a little wide there in turn 1 as Demon pounces on that mistake. And Casper tries to capitalize as well, going into the International Horseshoe. John tries to make the move on Adam there. Adam tries to recollect himself after a couple of errors there in a row. Watch the battle here from Casper's car. Watch those two. So go into 8 and 9. Back out onto the super speedway. Demon moving in on Nook here for, that's at third, I think. Actually, that's fourth, I'm sorry. So it's 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep. It's hard to keep track of these two classes because it's not scored in the game that way. Let's go back up front. Steve has taken the lead. Let's go back and see if we see what happened there. All right, here we go. Steve behind here. This is the lap before. Oh, we got to get some telemetry up there. Lap 2 going into the bus stop. Let's see what happens here. Is he going to make the move? He does, as Logan appears to just let him go in there. Too early in the race to battle that hard. Let's actually go back and watch this from Makoto here as those two battle for the lead and try to save fuel at the same time. Alright, looks like action is calmed down here up front. We'll go through the field here. JT, all these guys still in the same straightaway. Myself right behind Zippy. And DJ, I think he got loose early and got kind of behind. Then let's follow back through our HECS cars. Eric in first, Keith right on him again in second. As they work their way through the infield section. Out of the Western Horseshoe now, back down into turn 8, 9, and on to the NASCAR turn number 1 here. Nasty trying to keep up with them. Casper not too far behind, but has Adam right on his tail. John Hendrickman right on his tail. And Nook a little bit behind, but Demon not too far back. So the HECS car's not as spread out as the Group 2 cars. And Steve tries to set a blistering pace here. So Makoto right now has a fast lap at a 1:38.397. We know from the first half of the race, that these cars can get well into the 1:37s. As we work lap 4 of 26 to finish off our 2 for 1 hour 24 minutes of Daytona. Again, this will be the last I'm going to show here tonight. We'll do the Daytona race tomorrow night. All the Daytona races, including the Randall J. Pitterly Memorial 400K 3-stage race. Again, 3 races to make those 3 stages in the last segment. 25 laps for all the points and the overall victory in the race. Again, these Group 2 cars getting spread out as everybody chases different strategies with fuel mapping, and so we got to go. Most of these cars can go about 12 laps on max, and you can get about 14 if you're saving fuel pretty well. I'm using a different strategy in this one, running fuel map 2 the whole time. Again, Eric and Keith battling out again for the lead here in the HECS cars. with Nasty trying to catch them there in third. Casper's kind of lost that first group, but he's got Adam right behind him. And then John watching this battle from 13th overall, which puts him 6th. Again, we had 8 hissers in this race, and that's our second division. And 7 Group 2 cars. So 1st through 7th is our Group 2, and 8th is going to be our leader in the hisser cars. As John makes the move inside Adam in the 02 Acura Type R NSX, or Honda in the game here because it's Japanese based. As Steve moves in on the back of the hisser car field as Logan keeps the pressure on these guys running side by side, getting in the way of second place. They still have their own battle. But Steve very good through the traffic there and pushing our fast lap at 1:37, 8:74 at this point of the race. And now putting a little distance between himself and Logan, who had some trouble getting through lap traffic and then just got a little bit of a nudge here. Let's watch that again. Again, trying to get through this lap traffic. You know, they have their right to be racing too, so you got to be really careful in the Group 2s, but Cotto sent it in there hard, and I don't know if Logan was going in a little short. Let's take a look from Logan's car. I think he was just trying to get through the traffic, and yeah, Makoto went in there pretty hard, but I think Logan was slowing up because of the traffic. Yeah, Steve pulls away even more now. JT in 4th, Zippy in 5th as he's got to get around this traffic. Where's he going to go high? As Casper and Adam battle for position there, and he goes by John. And then I'm working my way through all this too. So let's see how I get through that. I don't even remember looking at it. I think they were moved out of the way by the time I got there. And they did. They moved over as we went down into the bus stop. The Lemon Chicken, the Lamar Chicane. And again, these hissers can roll with us in the apex, but as soon as you start accelerating, we are gone in the Group 2s. So again, now traffic working their way through the hisser field. As the hisser field's gotten a little spread out now. The Group 2s are spread out. We got Nasty trying to move in to on second place here, Keith, as he tries to stay with Eric Carson in first. As again, more Group 2 cars come. Comes another Group 2. Zippy McGee down through the kink. That's a tough spot to navigate in the Group 2s there. Trying to get around a hisser. Group 2 spread out again. Logan trying to keep with Steve there. Again, those who didn't catch my comments about it earlier, you get that little bit of a wobble on these guys having a little bit of a connection issue. Again, that's just the game not knowing exactly where to put the car on the visual side of it. Still tight battle there for first in the HECS division. 3 cars within a couple of seconds each other there. Let's go inside or on the roof cam here on Dr. Nasty's car as we're in the middle of the night now, or the late part of the night. That is 5th place in the HECS, 6th place, 7th, 8th, and our overall last place car, Gasper. Steve and Logan running right there with each other. Still tight there for first and second here in this race, the overall and the Group 2. Take a look on the map up there. It looks like everybody's pretty spread out right now. We'll go back through the field here after we watch this battle a little bit. As they're going into turn 1 about 188 miles an hour. And these are not even the prototype cars. These are the Group 2 GT500 cars from Super GT in Japan. All right, we'll go back through the field here. Looks like this race has calmed down just a little bit. We got Logan in second, Makoto in third, JT in fourth, Zippy in fifth, myself in sixth, DJ in seventh. That's the Group 2. And 8th, 9th, and 10th right here on your screen. Eric, Keith, and Angelo. Mad Carson, the judge, and Nasty. Wow, Nasty ran a 157.253, and if we look at Keith, he's a 157. What was that, 830? 158 for Eric, but he's consistent. Dr. Nasty there in third and pushing our two leaders as they battle it out here in the Hisser division. Again, two classes of cars running here tonight. Group 2, GT500, Acura NSX, GTR, and RCF. And then our Hisser cars, which again are 255 horse max, 250 to 255 horse spec, 2,800 pounds, and 616 limit on the performance points. So we got 3 generations of Z cars here battling it out for the lead. A battle for the lead here. Let's go back a little bit and see where this starts here. I think it's in traffic. Logan makes the move. It was. He used the traffic. Let's see if he can make it happen. Nope, he let him go. Whoa, he ran a 1:36.9. Holy crap. As he made the move, a nice move there in the arrow. Going into turn 1, can he hold him off? Nope, he lets him go. Steve goes way deep in there that time. $1:36.9. Wow, that's smoking lap there. Probably a little help from the draft there if he's staying behind Steve. Alright, we moving in again on the Hisser cars. Hisser cars traffic. This is your 1, 2, 3 here. Looks he's going to be able to pass them pretty cleanly here in the corner onto the rear, the back stretch. Going into the chicane. Back out onto NASCAR 3. Again, that wiggle is just connectivity. Side by side, battle for the lead. Tucks back in behind Steve. Oh, he got into him a little bit. Let's watch that again. Yeah, I think some of that might have been connectivity, but regardless, Steve ended up getting reset. So let's see if Makoto give him the spot back here. Did I say Makoto? I meant to say Logan. Yeah, it looks like Logan's going to give him the spot here. That was a good sportsman move there. I think they're both going to be coming in and pitting here. Zippy making the move on JT before pit stops. Steve and Logan both in the pits. Here comes Zippy, and here comes JT into the pits. And I am going another lap. Looks like Keith's already been in the pits and Eric is out there. Coming out of the pits, Steve coming out. Makoto gets him going into turn the International Horseshoe as Logan makes a move too. Let's watch that again from Steve as Steve comes out of the pits here. I didn't get the camera right. Let's do it again here. See if it'll keep the camera on the same spot. Yeah, no. Yeah, it did, okay. Going into the corner, Makoto on warmer tires. Gets the spot, and Logan makes the move as Steve goes a little wide there. Going down towards the kink. Again, I'm out there. One more lap. Whoa, Logan goes wide, Steve goes wide. They get together a little bit. It actually looks like Steve's gonna let him catch up here. Oh, Logan got loose there. Again, now I'm on my final area of fuel here as we come around 3 into 4 onto the front stretch and come down, and we're going to watch this pit stop again since we haven't watched any pit stops. Again, I went one extra lap than these other cars just to try to be able to run harder at the end of the race. All right, here we go. We got the red livery here on the car this time. Here we go. 4 tires and fuel. Get it about as close as I get it to the topping off, not all the way, because there's kind of a pause if you let it go all the way. Alright, now I'm back out there. We can go through the field here. As DJ comes around, he's got a full tank of fuel. And Eric coming out of the pits. Now let's see where he blends in with Keith. Looks like he's got a pretty healthy advantage here. As Keith is just coming into the International Horseshoe. And Eric is coming out of the International Horseshoe towards the kink. Yeah, he's got spread out by the pit stops here. Eric going on to Keith. What? Can't really tell exactly how far they're behind, but they're about equal distance from each other now. And Casper's working his way down through through the Western Horseshoe, down now into 8-9, and back out on to NASCAR 3. Or NASCAR 1, I'm sorry. 1 and 2. Looks already made his pit stop. Makoto and Steve racing here. Let's go take a look and let's go back one lap and see what we got going on here. Let's go back a little farther here. Let's follow these guys. Makoto in 6th as all these guys pit. And he's already pitted, it looks like. See which cars are coming off of the pit. Oh, yep, he gets them going into the International Horseshoe as they come off the pits. He's already on the pits with warmer tires. And then, I think we already actually looked at this. So let's follow Steve around, see what happens here in the next few laps. It'll be pretty critical to the rest of the race. These three run tight. Again, him and Logan got together a little bit there. Logan was already kind of wide. I think he laid off a little bit, let Makoto or let Logan get caught up. But Makoto's getting away, so he's got to go after him. Now I'm pitting, so that will give Makoto the lead as he comes around. Now we'll watch my pit stop here. I think this is in the red car. We already did this. All right. All right, here we go. Let's go through the field here. First, Makoto Kobayashi, Logan Arand, Steve Sanders, Nick Walsh, Jeff Taylor, myself in the pits, and then DJ Johnson here coming through the chicane as I come out of the pits, and then now Eric Carson in the pits along with Adam. Keith has already made his pit stop. Let's see where they blend together. Well, Eric's already back out there. A pretty sizable lead there. Nasty trying to keep up with Keith. Casper a little bit behind. And Adam in the pits. Snook has already made his pits. Let's see if he passes Adam here coming through turn 1 to turn 2. To the International Horseshoe. Nope. John got out there first. Adam got out there. These guys are spread out a lot more than they have been. Let's go back up front. Let's see what happened to Makoto here. Let's go back a little bit. He was leading, yeah, it looks like here. Here they are coming down into the Western Horseshoe. Let's watch this battle from the roof cam on Steve Sanders, our Season 2 champ, as Logan gets a run on Makoto down towards the bus stop. Looks like he's going to get by him on the straightaway. Chose to give him a bump, try to get a run down the straightaway. Stay in the... Good battle here for the lead. Let's go on Makoto's car. We can go forward and backwards. And Steve tries to make the move to get second place. And Makoto tries to stay with Logan there in first. Whoa, he got a little loose. Oh, that opened up the door for Steve. And he makes the move. Now sets his sight on the leader with 10 laps to go here. This time by. Yeah, I'm trying to move in here on Demon for, was that 5th place, I think, in the hissers? Here come Group 2 cars again. Watch the closing rate on those cars on the straightaway. Whoa, Logan got loose there. We'll watch these guys navigate this traffic. It's pretty spread out, so they shouldn't have some of the issues they were having before. Ooh, tight traffic here. Oh, he's right on him. Gave him a little bit of slack right there. Good battle up here. Look back, I think they've lost Makoto a little bit. Come down the front stretch. Ah, shoot, I missed. Into turn 1, let's see what happens. Tight battle. Steve trying to do the undercut. Logan with the hard dive into turn 1. Whoa, somebody's sliding away. Oh, I think this is where, yeah. I think he got reset. Let's see what happened. This was kind of this is a problem. He got loose. Nope, let's go back to Casper here. Alright, let's reset. Let's go back here where he's coming out. I think he loses it in the kink here. Let's see what happens. Because when he does, he gets reset. Oh, and Logan nudged him. That's what happened. And then as Makoto comes through here, he has no idea he's stopped and just boom. And then that sends Casper down into the corner. He gets reset again. Then Makoto and him. Let's watch this, and Makoto comes through here. He had no idea. Right at the kink. And he just got reset. And then that sent him down to reset him again. As Demon comes around, that's what happened to Demon. Alright, so Makoto loses a few spots. Let's see, let me see if I can get back to Demon's car so we can kind of go through this. This was a pretty pivotal moment here, I think. Let's see what he sees here on the roof cam. He's coming down through the kink here. And again, we got Makoto sitting sideways. He tries to get away. Well, he really, he just, well, it is what it is. I mean, this is all part of racing, So let's go back here. Let's see what we could see from Nook's car here. These guys battling tight. And Makoto just coming back off of being reset. See if we see anything from John's here. Alright, here we go. Coming down. Oh, see, Makoto was trying to get going. Caught John there a little bit. Let's see what Adam sees here as we go through this. We're going to get a good shot here eventually of everything that happened. Let's see. Let's actually go on Casper's onboard here and see what happens. So again, he's coming down. Logan coming through there in the kink and just went by him. I mean, it is what it is. But he gets reset, and then Makoto's coming, and boom, doesn't know he's stopped. So then he gets reset again. Watch this. He gets reset again. And all these guys got to try to avoid Makoto. So let's go back to Makoto's car. And he's coming down, and watch. Watch how fast this happens. Boom. I mean, there's nothing. That really reminds me of what happened in the Daytona early on to the Lexus car. And he's trying to get going. Demon goes the outside, then he gets John. It's just a mad rush there. Let's see what Zippy actually saw, because he might have already been through that when that happened. Nope, there it is right there. Okay. He managed to avoid it. So good job there. Let's see what we see here. As he comes through, you see some sparks as they hit, and he just missed them. Wow. Wow. That was close. But everybody was scrambling there. Everybody's battling. It was really tight battling. These guys got really spread out, but these guys are close here. Now Logan slows up to allow Makoto to get by him. But as he was doing that, I actually went by him here. So let's watch what Logan does here, and I think this is a really super sportsman move here. Again, so Casper's coming off of the pit road. So he's gonna catch him right at the kink. And Casper goes sliding down, gets reset. Makoto comes around the corner. Whack. And Zippy just misses him. Makoto can't get going really. As Demon tries to get out of the way there. It's just one of those situations, you can't really do much about it. And unfortunately, Demon was right in the battle there, and then because he tried to take evasive action there, got in the grass. It's just a really bad spot for that to happen, but I don't see where anybody really did anything wrong there. Like I said, it's a super cool move of Logan to wait, and he wouldn't have really had to wait for Casper because he was already a lap down, but I think that was really, really super cool what he did. I thought something had happened when I went by him because he was so much faster than me all day. And then after I went through, he went ahead and picked up the pace. It was really hard for me to stay disciplined after he was behind me because I really wanted to push it, but I was on a fuel strategy, so to watch the purple and pink car get closer and closer here. You see I'm short shifting? We'll watch as Logan closes in every corner. Here he comes, he's making the move, he's got the draft. I'm on fuel map 2. Down into the bus stop. Or no, I'm sorry. Into turn 1. Well, we got about, I think, what is it, coming around here to 6 to go here? So right now with 6 to go, we're going to go through this whole lap. We'll go through the field here and see where everybody's at. Got Steve going into turn 1 and Zippy coming off of turn 4. JT now coming off of turn 4 as Zippy goes through the tri-oval. Makoto coming off of turn 4, and I believe that's JT right in front of him. Yes, it is. Then Logan now up to 5th after letting Casper back by him. Alright, so 7th DJ going into the bus stop while I'm on the infield, so about a half a lap there. Then we got Eric leading the hissers with a little bit of distance between him and Keith. You see the tail lights up ahead in the distance there. That is Eric, your leader in the hisser division. As Keith tries to close in. And Nasty, about the same distance there between 1st and 2nd as 2nd and 3rd. Pretty good gap back to Nook there as well. And Adam, not too far off of Nook there. He's got a chance at him there in 11th. And John is about a full corner ahead of them. And then Demon. And Casper now going on to 3. So 5 to go. This time by. Steve looks like he's got a pretty comfortable lead on there on 2nd place, way back. So yeah, Steve is coming onto the backstretch, and Zippy is just about to go on to the road course. So a good quarter lap there. JT not too far behind Zippy. And quickly catching him is Logan. He's closing on GT in a hurry. Look at how fast he reeled him in. Textbook pass here coming up. Getting in the draft. Through 1 and 2. I'm sorry, this is 3 and 4. Onto the front. Front stretching through the tri-oval. Is he going to make a move? He's going to go low. Logan into 3rd. Makoto right behind these guys. Alright, here's your leader in your hisser division with Keith still within sight of him. Nasty now almost the full straight, actually more than the full straightaway behind. Nook is a full corner behind. Adam is, you can still Nook right there in the picture. And then Demon down in the infield, quite a ways behind these guys. So John, somewhat in sight of Demon. And then Casper going down into the NASCAR turn 1. Big lead for Steve here on this one. And wow, he ran a 1:36.5. Holy crap, he is flying. Trying to get up there and catch Steve. But will he have enough fuel? He's got a quarter of a tank for 3 laps here. So he got by Zippy. I don't know if I ever saw when he got by Zippy. Let's go back here and see where he makes the pass. Probably his textbook coming out of the infield thing. There it is. He got a run on him. Zippy had to lift a little bit for Demon. Alright, here he is closing in on Demon. I think Zippy had to really slow up going into the bus stop. And you see Logan back there. He's going to make a huge move. Yeah, Zippy got stuck behind Demon there going into that corner. And look at the run Logan's got. Look at that. And he just walks by him. All because of lap traffic, I tell you, it just depends on where you catch it. It's always the case in racing. Alright, let's go back through the hissers here. They've got a couple laps to go here for these guys, and they're pretty spread out here. 1, 2, 3. 4th is Nook. 5th, Adam. He's got a chance yet to catch Nook. Demon. Yeah, he's a little behind. Yeah, John's even farther behind, and then Casper's still in the infield, so. Alright. Still Logan way too far away after the incident earlier. And Steve closes in on DJ to try to put him on lap down for the end of the race here. Keith second in the hissers there, gets passed by our leader. As DJ moves in on Eric, as Steve moves in to put DJ a lap down. We'll go another lap around the 370Z of Eric Carson. Alright, as we come around to get one lap to go here, Steve coming around to get the white flag. You see, just put DJ a lap down. All right. Keith, Angelo, Nook, Adam, Demon, John, and Casper. Steve comes back out on to NASCAR turn number 1 for the final time. Brings us around through 1 and 2. He's got a very comfortable lead on Logan here. Down the backstretch and into the bus stop. Our 2023 HECS champion will win race number 2 here on the 2 for 1 hour and 24 minutes of Daytona at Daytona Road Course in his Lexus RCF GT500 Monster Energy Speed Hunters SNH, or SH's Speed Hunters, I'm sorry. And ran a 137.559. Logan, after dominating so far, had a little bit of an issue with contact with lower traffic. Did a very sportsmanlike thing and waited for the traffic to get back settled. And still finishes second. So a good run for Logan, which ultimately gave him the overall win. Zippy in third. JT in fourth. Kobayashi Makoto in fifth. Eric first in the hissers. Myself in sixth. Keith second. And here comes Nasty around to be third place in the hissers. So 3 Z cars sweep the podium as Nook Holmes works his way out of turn 4. Our Season 1 HECS champion finishes 4th. Adam comes off of turn 4 and will have a top 5 finish in his 02 Acura NSX. Followed closely by Demon in the 02 Viper GTS. John Hendrickman brings it home in 7th, and 8th is Casper in the BRZ. So a great race. A lot of action in that one. Hard to keep track of it all. But Eric Carson sweeps the 2 main races in the Hisser division here on the 2 for 124. And Steve and Logan split the wins in the Group 2 cars. So we wrapped up right about 1 o'clock. I thought we would get 12:30, but I wanted to make sure we covered all those issues. So thanks everybody for watching. Again, after points after this race, with everything, again, the way we score points here in the HECS is it's bonus event and race points. So BERP. BERP. And after we calculated everything up, let me get to it here, and I'll go down through it. My eyes are tired, so I do apologize. I'm going to flip my light out here so I can read it a little better. So, first, Logan, of course, with 4 of the 5 race victories, event point win. And I did find a mistake, which I did correct, and I will post that up. But for some reason, when I wrote the event points down, I had 101 on Logan, so I took 1 point away. So he got actually 287 points for his win. Steve Sanders finished second with 276 points. Third was, let's see, Makoto with 262 points. Fourth with 255 points was Eric Carson with the overall win on the Hisser cars, or with his victories in the Hisser cars. Fifth was Zippy McGee in the Group 2 car at 254 points. Sixth was JT with 250 points in his Group 2 car. 7th was Adam with 242 points in his Hisser car. 8th was Keith with 238 points, just 4 points behind Adam. That's in another Hisser. 9th was myself with 237 points, just 1 point behind Keith there in the Group 2 car. 10th was Josh Shiflett, Casper, and with 220 points. And these are really close here. 11th, 219 points was Demon. Again, that's 1 point there. 12th, Angelo Nasty with 200 points. And again, he just ran the main races, so that kind of hurts the points, but you still get some attendance points. You can see how it kind of holds you close. He's only 19 points less than Demon, who ran all the races. Then 13th was DJ, who again ran just the 2 main races with 196 points. And then 14th was John Witzel with 192 points. Again, he just ran the 2 main races, so that is why these guys are right around 200 or under. And that was all of them. So we had 14 people score points in race 1 and 15 in race 2. So everything, we'll replay that race tomorrow night, and I will work on getting this stuff posted up for all the participants. Again, no racing again for about three more weeks. We're going to be racing on the 26th and 27th, and that'll be the quad event for the Around the Earth special. That'll be at Atopolis, Barcelona, Bathurst, Mount Panorama in Australia, and then over to the west coast of the United States, Big Willow Springs in the Hisser cars. So that'll be how we're running. And again, that's a little bit of time off here between. We had the 2 races right together, and again, these were supposed to be in February, where this Around the Earth race would have been sooner. so actually Around the Earth probably would have been the fourth event. But because of the issues I had, we had to run Season 3 finish it up here in February. So again, thanks everybody for attending, everybody for watching this video. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you have not already. I'll be going over some more things. We'll replay the Event 2. Again, RaceWeex was 2 weeks in a row at Daytona. First weekend here was the simulation of the 2 for 124, or the 24 hours of Daytona. We ran 2 races for 42 minutes each for an hour and 24 minutes, so 2 for 124 at Daytona. And then last weekend here we ran the inaugural RJP Memorial 400K at Daytona Oval. And we will re-show the broadcast that, if not tomorrow night, then Saturday night. But I'm probably going to do an open lobby this weekend here. Haven't done that in a long time. And we've still probably got a couple of spots for alternate drivers for the series. So far, right now, I've got 16 people that have raced in the series at this point. So, but I think the most we've had in a race is we had 15 in one of the races. I think, if I'm not mistaken, we had 13 there. Yeah, 15 in that one because we had 8 and 7. So again, there is a chance for alternate drivers, and we've got Freddie, who was going to race with us, but it got too late when we started Friday night, so he didn't race. And so again, most of our races are going to be Friday and Saturday nights. Some of the special races in the summer will be Sunday afternoons for the main races, but most of them are going to be Friday and Saturday night. Again, it'll be about 9 p.m. I'll try to start moving these things up a little bit if I can. It's really hard to get everybody, find a happy median for everybody, but I'd really like to be finishing the races up before 12 o'clock local. And it's kind of hard when you're starting at 9 if you're running some pretty long races. So getting everything coordinated, because there is a little bit of coordination. Again, the first race of the year, You know, we did get delayed again, getting everybody set up in the cars properly and things like that. But now that everybody should be set up, we shouldn't have such a delay on it. So I think that's all I need to say for now. Again, I will get the overall points. I have not added the overall points up because I'm actually still creating that database in the for adding them all together. And again, I'm going to have Spring Series points, Summer Series points. I'm going to use the same basic outline of my spreadsheet. And again, new at this Google Sheet stuff, which I'm using, and I'm not very good at it. I was pretty good at Excel, but I haven't really used Excel for even 15 years, so 15 years or more. But again, look at that car right there. If you looked at that, I cannot unsee the bad piggies from Angry Birds on the back of the GT. It just looks like it. Somebody said that to me once, and I cannot unsee it. So I can't think of anything else we need to talk about again tomorrow night or Saturday night. Probably going to be tomorrow night. I'll come on and we'll do the KingPittdawg Racing 500 or 400. I'm sorry, that's the KingPittdawg Racing RJP Memorial 400K. We got the 3 qualifying races again. We started off qualifying in the Craftsman trucks, ran the first race in that. Then we die roll inverted into the Cup cars for race 2 and 3, and then we started that event. Again, it was like one race, but 3 stages, so we ran 3 races. And we'll go through each one of those, and then 10 bonus points for the win in the stages, and the normal start bonuses for also the stages. So you got almost a double bonus if you won the stage, because you still got 5 bonus points for starting race 2. So all right, well, that's it for now. Thanks, everybody. Again, these numbers were super close, even for Event 2, and I'll go over that with you guys when we finish that up. But again, tight battle. I can't wait to add these points up and see where they're at, because I think this attendance points is really, even people that couldn't make it or missed a race or missed a couple of races, still going to keep pretty tight. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you all. Keep watch out for the channel and watching out for things coming in the future. Again, we'll be racing in about a month, about 4 weeks. 3 weeks from now, I guess, now that we're already a month, we're already a week since we finished our last race. And that'll be the Around the Earth Special, a quad event, our first quad event. So we'll have 4 qualifying heat races. We're going to start off at the top list. We'll qualify there. And then we'll have a qualifying heat race, and then we'll go and die roll invert 3 times at our other tracks. So we'll go into Barcelona, Mount Panorama, and Willow Springs. So thanks, everybody, again. We will see you around. Until then, KingPittdawg out.